Hello, everyone. David Alfred Ostrowski, and in this recording, I'm going to give an absolute beginner's introduction to Python. I'm running a Windows 10 machine, and I am going to just install Python locally to my machine. So when I do Python development, for the most part, I use the environment and compiler interpreter directly from python.org, and that is exactly where we are located. Now, since I have a lot of legacy code, I've been using Python for close to 20 years. So I have a lot of legacy code I run out of Python 2.7, which is the last major addition. But of course, if you started from scratch, it's in using new resources, it's in your best interest to use the Python 3+. So I'm going to start from scratch. This machine, I only have the 2.7 installed. And I'm going to install the latest version and get up and running and start playing with it. Okay, so I've already gone to python.org, as you see here. So here I can go to downloads, and I'm going to click on, I can actually click on Windows. Okay, so the latest release is Python 3.11.4. They have the stable release here, 3.10.12. I don't imagine that there is a substantial difference. I have a tendency to go with the stable releases. And let's see here. So you have embeddable package, Windows installer. I'm just going to do, actually, I don't see a installer for the 3.10.12. They got 3.11.14. Okay, so that Windows installer for this. So let's do the 64-bit Windows installer. And the beauty of Python has been, it's always been from the very beginning, a real quick way to get started just using the Windows install. Just click in and go. So let's just do this one right here. So I downloaded an executable, again, straight from python.org, downloads.windows. And now I'm running the installer for 3.11.4. Now, I already have 2.7 installed. It should be putting it into a separate directory. Here it's telling me exactly where it is. It's giving me that path. So I'm going to click in here to add the exe2 path. And again, I have to be careful if I want to run my other code when you're running multiple versions, that you're going to want to make sure you're running the correct version. So I'm just going to do the direct add into path and do the install now option here. So click into that, allow me to make changes on my device, and let's go. Now, I've never done custom installations. I don't require it, or I don't endorse it, I should say. I don't necessarily see any need. When you are using separate environments or separate versions of Python, I'm always concerned with compatibility. So when you go to python.org, you're getting the absolute, in my opinion, purest version of Python. So this is a great starting point. Maybe there may be some cases where you may be inclined to use other versions of Python, and you have great variations, Python on the JVM, known as Jython, as well as a version on .NET. But again, the C-based Python is the original and the best way to get started. Setup was successful, gave me a path length limit. Okay, so I'm going to disable that. Okay, so apparently it doesn't like the fact that it had that long path, but I'm going to allow that change. And we could dig into the environment variable. I could post this documentation along with this, just so you remember exactly, because it gave me an extended version. Usually it would put it under Python 3.11 and then / python.exe. But let's see what we got here at the start prompt right now. So here we have the idle Python, more of a feature-driven Python interpreter prompt. Now, for any of you that are familiar with some of my work, so I am really a big endorser of using the interpreter prompt. I think it's a great tool to learn Python or any scripting interpreter-based languages. I have a tendency to use the basic interface and not the idle shell. So, but this came up, it looks appropriate, and I can assign variables. Let's say data equals hello, right? And get the prompt, and so everything's working appropriately. Let me shut that down, and let's go into the more command line prompt here. So this looks appropriate. I might want to beef the font for, let's say, a demonstration such as this, and go to, let's say, a 24 font, and that would be a little bit more easier to read. So there we go, we're up and running, and I can say test equal 1 if test. Works, something of that nature, right? So there we go. So we're up and running, just clicked in, and we got it up and running just using the Windows installer, and I'm up and running on my Windows 10 machine. In many cases, when you go to a variation of Linux, a lot of times Python is just bundled directly into the distribution. So that's super intuitive because you virtually have no installation. So hope this helps. Good luck with it. I have a lot of other content that I will be preparing to help you with Python, and it's a great way to step into a lot of problems and do a lot of fast prototyping. So thanks for listening. I hope this helps, and take care. Talk to you soon. Thank you.